Good evening. I'm going to call the March 7th, 2019 meeting of the Building Board of Appeals to order. Would you please call the roll?
Member Hubbard.
Here.
Member Houchin.
Present.
Chair Mitchell.
Present.
Member Mansky.
Present.
Member Trinan.
Here.
And tonight we have absent Member Flaherty and Member Eby.
Thank you. Are there any suggestions on the agenda, or is it approved as presented?
I make a motion, we accept the agenda as written.
I second.
All right, I'll go down the line. Hubbard.
I approve.
Houchin.
Yay.
Mitchell.
Yay?
Mansky.
Yay.
Trinan.
Yay.
Okay, motion carries unanimously.
Okay, thank you. The next is the minutes from the January 16th meeting, which is attached to our package. Any comments, or do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve.
I second.
I'm sorry, who is that second? Thank you. All right, Hubbard.
Aye.
Houchin.
Aye.
Mitchell.
Aye.
Mansky.
Aye.
Trinan.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries unanimously.
Okay, now it's time for public comment. You may have 3 minutes if it's not related to the tonight's agenda. Does anybody like to come forward? Go ahead, Pam.
I go to a lot of meetings, and I usually speak for 3 minutes to the chagrin of some board and commission members, but I'll try to keep it short. All I wanted to do is thank you folks for serving the city. I appreciate it as a citizen, and I'm sure there's other people who feel that way and just aren't here to say it. Thank you very much for serving.
Thank you, Pam. Appreciate it.
Pam, would you mind just giving your name and whatnot for the record, please?
Pam Chadbourne, I live a block and a half from here.
Thank you.
This meeting is a continuation of an appeal for 7874 South Windermere Circle, item number 18-469. Appeal was filed on November 1st, asking that the property not be demolished or for an extension. We've had several attempts to hold these meetings. Either the appellant wasn't available or legal counsel wasn't available. And now, if Denise would bring us current on the status of the appellant.
Yes, I received an email at around 4:30 this afternoon, letting me know from our appellant's friend that Mr. Lynch was stuck on I-70 and did not know if he was going to be able to make it back. And when I had asked her when I replied to the email and asked if he was not going to make it back in time for 6:30 or was not going to make it back in time for the meeting at all, I did not get a reply. So I was not sure if he was going to be back in time for the meeting.
Okay. Does counsel for staff have any comment?
No, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Feldman?
Yeah, given this, we don't know what his reason was. We don't know where on I-70. Hard to say whether it's a good reason or not a good reason. But I think we need to take him at his word, at least as his friend has expressed it, which would mean we probably should not go forward. Not probably. My advice to you is that we not go forward other than to continue again to yet another date. And I think the next date we have is the regular meeting for March, which is March 20th. Before the meeting was open tonight, I had a brief conversation with Mr. Rivera. For those who have been following these proceedings, I'll just let you know that at prior hearings, the former city attorney, Steve Kemp, was here representing the staff. He is now the former city attorney. The city council has asked me to serve as interim city attorney while they seek a new city attorney. Given my role as having been counsel to this board, it's not appropriate for me to shift chairs and sit down here. So Mr. Rivera and his firm have been retained to work with staff and to complete this hearing. And he made a good suggestion, and I hope staff will follow through and that we'll continue this to the 20th. And we'll actually serve
Yes.
Mr. Lynch so that it should put an additional onus on him to recognize the seriousness of being around Littleton that afternoon, so he should be able to show up that evening for the hearing.
Thank you.
And Mr. Chairman, I know you're hopeful, since you're termed out on this committee, that we'll be able to conclude on the 20th, given your participation in all of the meetings to date, and hopefully, I don't want to say the third time because we'll be past that. The last time will be the charm.
Thank you. Who would be the person that we should speak to regarding serving of Mr. Lynch for the March 20th meeting?
Your Honor, I would, Chairman, I would assume that it would be a member of staff. With your permission, I'll take responsibility for that and work with staff to do what we can to effectuate personal service.
Great, thank you. Okay.
So I make a motion that we continue the appeal for 7874 South Windermere Circle until our next regular meeting on March the 20th.
I second that motion.
Thanks.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and go down the line. Or do you have any discussion? I'm sorry. Are there any
Now,
discussion
let
on
me
the
ask you,
motion?
is there any discussion?
I can make it, but can the rest of us make it? Will we have a quorum?
I'll be out of town.
I'll be present.
I'll be here. Matt?
Let me check.
He said, I'll check.
Checking is the calendar.
I will be present.
So then we need to talk to Jeff and Donna.
Yes.
See, okay. All right.
Okay.
To ask for,
Okay,
roll.
we'll go ahead and do a vote.
Aye.
Houchin,
Aye.
Mitchell,
aye.
Mansky,
Aye.
Trinan.
I
Okay, motion carries unanimously.
Meeting's adjourned.